Good morning. Teddy Maddox, 6:30 a.m. Please indulge me for a moment. I don't know how it crept up on me quite the way it did. I watched her belly grow. I painted the spare room pink, for Christ's sake. I knew, strangely enough, that my wife was pregnant, but it still somehow just didn't dawn on me that I was going to be a father. People would ask me questions like, I don't know what we were thinking of naming her, and I just kind of brushed them off. The reality of what was happening didn't set in for so long. It was like everyone else knew before I did. I was an expecting father, and I just did not know what to do. I didn't know what kids liked, so in my infinite wisdom, I panicked. I drove to B&M and bought a dozen or so board games. Boggle, Monopoly, Operation, all the greatest hits. Played a few of them with Dad when he was about, so... In hindsight, I suppose kids these days prefer iPads and Marvel movies. Maybe board games are just a thing of the past now. The type of stuff that seemed like they'd be around forever and just ended up getting lost to history, like Capital Punishment and Woolworths. I don't know. All I knew was I had to find a way to keep a child entertained, and I didn't think my sparkling personality was going to quite cut it. I read through all the instruction manuals trying to figure out how to play them. It seems so trivial now, but I was actually stressing over rulebooks for games aged 3 and up because, frankly, that just made sense to me. Everything I know, everything that's got me to where I am in my career came from my understanding of the inner working of things. I didn't have an in, I didn't network, I worked my arse off and people noticed. That's just how the world works. The more you learn, and the more you know, and therefore the more you have to offer, is what determines how far you're going to get with something. A job, a relationship, a baby. In my mind, the cool dad was the guy who was smart enough to know the ins and outs of every board game. All the best strategies, what properties to put hotels on, things like that. Lila's due date started to feel more like an exam deadline, and I was cramming like some high schooler the night before, because if that little girl didn't like what I had to offer, then... well, then what? I've not played these games in over a year now. I haven't had anyone to play with. You know, thinking about it, the strategies, the rules, they didn't really matter. I would have let her win. I would have let her cheat. Give her all the hints in Cluedo. Pulled out the wrong sticks in Kaplunk. I just wanted to play with her. I was terrified. I didn't think I was going to be good at it, but I still wanted to be. I wanted to be given the opportunity to try. And we didn't even get that. When it comes to games, they say the only people who lose are the ones who don't play. And I guess we fucking lost, didn't we? And this wasn't just shelving the box for a rainy day. It was burning the fucking board. And I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. I know I'm being stupid. I promise I'm not trying to make this about me. I know this happened to you. I'm sorry, I can't do this.